I gotta fight the network. I gotta fight Shakur. I gotta fight the judges. I gotta fight the rest.
Frank Martin is back in focus and actively searching for his next challenge in the ring, ready to line up a new opponent and move forward with his career.
Why is he facing Artem? How can he say Tank should have fought De Los Santos?
Frank Martin has now made a surprising move by once again targeting Shakur Stevenson, the very opponent many believed he avoided in the past.
Right? He should have faced him over me, but he going to fight a guy.
It seems unlikely that Frank Martin will receive a favorable reaction this time, especially with Shakur Stevenson involved, but let us take a look at what he has to say.
Same thing, you know. I want to fight the double back around. You know what I mean? And we make it happen.
Frank Martin is now speaking up several weeks after letting the most significant opportunity of his career slip away. Frank Martin, the Detroit-born fighter, has remained largely quiet online after Gervonta Davis added him to the list of 28 opponents who failed to go the distance, as a fierce series of punches ended with a crushing shot that dropped Martin to the canvas for the final time.
I let my people down, you know, but my head high, you know, at the end of...
Frank Martin made his return to social media through a live broadcast, where he did something unexpected. He openly gave credit to Gervonta Davis for his performance, and then shifted focus by challenging Shakur Stevenson to step in the ring with him. Before the post-fight interview, the 18-0 fighter had spoken confidently about Gervonta Davis and vowed to defeat him. But the outcome followed what many expected. Frank Martin suffered the first loss of his career at the MGM Grand in Las Vegas. The southpaw started well, yet Davis gradually broke through and secured the stoppage. Afterward, Martin admitted he felt he had disappointed his supporters, saying he aimed for greatness, but fell short. He explained that a punch he did not see coming caught him underneath and shifted the momentum. He promised to return stronger, study the footage, and improve. Martin also acknowledged spending too much time along the ropes, something his trainer Derek James had warned him about during camp, stressing that getting too comfortable defensively played a role in the defeat.
I stopped, you know what I mean, doing my thing. You know, he got all my shots off.
Frank Martin was familiar with Gervonta Davis from past sparring sessions and openly acknowledged his ability. He praised the Baltimore native and reigning WBA lightweight champion for his punching strength and precision. Martin explained that Davis excels at placing shots, perfectly catching opponents clean and finishing them because of his sharp accuracy and timing.
Today, you know, I came out to be great, but I came up.
Frank Martin admitted that Gervonta Davis sets clever traps and builds his attacks with smart preparation. He said the punch that hurt him was a scenario they had discussed beforehand, noting that Davis can both box and hit hard while adjusting smoothly to different styles. Martin explained that the fight turned against him because he drifted away from his own approach and allowed himself to play into Davis' strategy. He acknowledged spending too much time backed up on the ropes, which caused him to abandon the original plan.
I got caught with a shot that I didn't see, you know, one that came from underneath, you know.
Frank Martin admitted that staying on the ropes was never part of the strategy, and that his trainer Derek James had specifically warned him against it. He explained that while positioned there, he was searching for an opening, but could not find the adjustment he needed, just as he did immediately after the bout. He once again spoke highly of Gervonta Davis, saying Tank represents the sport at the highest level, has earned recognition as a top fighter, and continues to succeed because his approach consistently delivers. Martin added that Davis has his full respect.
And it went from there, you know. I guess I ain't make the...
Frank Martin continued engaging with supporters during his live stream and responded to multiple questions before being asked about his preferred next opponent. His reply caught many off guard as he named Shakur Stevenson, stating that Stevenson should step in to face him since he had been calling him out during the press conference, and that he is ready now.
However it go, but once I get a strap, we can double back, and then we can make something happen. We can unify.
It appears doubtful that Shakur Stevenson is still focused on Frank Martin, as his attention seems set on securing major bouts against the sport's biggest names. Last year, the World Boxing Council officially ordered the two to compete for a vacant lightweight championship title.
Yeah, he is, because Shakur ain't gonna take that 25, is he?
Like I said, let them give me that opportunity.
You supposed to, especially in Shakur.
The lightweight title opened up after Devin Haney decided to move to super lightweight in pursuit of another championship, leaving Shakur Stevenson as the mandatory contender position to compete for the vacant belt in his next outing. The chance to meet him was reportedly presented to Vasiliy Lomachenko and Isaac Cruz, but neither accepted after that the opportunity shifted to fellow unbeaten southpaw Frank Martin.
The table's gonna turn.
Yeah, because once you whoop him and get the 4 belts, baby, you undisputed.
Then you do.
Both camps were given a deadline of September 5th to finalize an agreement and prevent the fight from going to a purse bid hearing. Stevenson is jointly promoted by Top Rank and Antonio Leonard Promotions, while his management team includes Jay Prince and Josh Dubin. On the other side, Martin is backed by Errol Spence Man Down Promotions and usually competes on events organized under Al Heyman Premier Boxing Champions banner. The officially mandated championship bout was announced at a time when speculation was growing about a possible clash between the undefeated lightweight rivals.
Plus, with him, that's a Hall of Fame credentials. Two division champ.
Stevenson stepped up to the lightweight division early last year after failing to make weight, which resulted in him surrendering his WBC and WBO junior lightweight belts at the weigh-in before earning a 12-round victory over Robson Conceição last September in his hometown of Newark, New Jersey. The 2016 Olympic silver medalist and former champion in 2 weight classes later fought again in front of his home crowd and secured his most recent triumph by stopping the previously unbeaten Shiro Yoshino in the 6th round on April 8th, a win that positioned him as the mandatory challenger for the World Boxing Council title.
If you think you
like
can whoop him.
taking that percentage is lower, but he had to do it. Everybody got to. Every top dog got to be an underdog.
Exactly.
You know,
Especially if you think you can whoop him. Yeah, you got.
Stevenson pushed for an opportunity to face undisputed lightweight champion Devin Haney, who had most recently defended his belts on May 20th with a unanimous decision victory over Vasiliy Lomachenko at the MGM Grand Garden Arena in Las Vegas. After that bout, Haney and Stevenson had a tense exchange inside the ring. Yet serious negotiations never developed, even when the WBC stepped in to request clarification from its title holder. Haney ultimately chose a different path and began discussions for a planned challenge against WBC junior welterweight champion Regis Prograis later that year. That decision resulted in him being designated as the World Boxing Organization champion in recess, which opened the door for Stevenson to pursue the vacant title opportunity. Lomachenko remained at the top spot in the World Boxing Council lightweight rankings, but chose not to compete for the remainder of the year. Stevenson held the number 2 position, even though he had already been confirmed as the mandatory contender. Ranked 3rd was Mexico City fighter Isaac Cruz, who carried a record of 25 wins with 17 knockouts as of February 1st, yet he appeared uninterested in the matchup, having declined 2 chances to meet Stevenson in a WBC-approved bout.
To keep it G, man, and keep it real with you, I honestly feel like once
the hunt for an opponent eventually brought them to Martin, a 28-year-old born in Detroit who now resides in Indianapolis and works out alongside Spence in the greater Dallas region. He climbed higher in the World Boxing Council standings following a 12-round unanimous decision victory over the previously unbeaten Artem Haryunyan on July 15th in Las Vegas.
It was really happy I ain't take the fight. You know what I mean? I feel like
a stoppage in the final round secured a narrow victory for the emerging contender following a far more convincing 2022 season that included triumphs over Romero Duno Jackson Mariñez and Michel Rivera. Even with differences in promotional and television affiliations, Stevenson aligned with Top Rank and ESPN, and Martin connected to PBC and Showtime. The sides appeared to settle terms in time and avoided the need for a purse bid.
Believe it or not, like me pulling out, they pushed that narrative of
Soon after an agreement was believed to be in place, reports surfaced that when Top Rank forwarded the contract to PBC, they were told Martin no longer wanted to move ahead with About This update. Came just days after news had circulated that lightweights Shakur Stevenson and Frank Martin had finalized terms for a vacant title matchup, which had called off the scheduled World Boxing Council purse bid. In the end, it appeared the contest would not happen after all.
Being scared had nothing to do with it. It was all about the money. You know what I mean, one fighter getting a big amount and the other one getting, you know what I mean, like, I wouldn't say crumbs.
According to ESPN reporter Mike Coppinger, who referenced information from his sources, Frank Martin eventually chose to walk away from the matchup and declined to put his signature on the formal agreement after Top Rank delivered the paperwork to complete the deal. Coppinger also shared comments from Top Rank representative Evan Korn, who addressed the reasons behind the collapse of the proposed fight.
Right. Because it's the money, I mean, the amount was good money, but for that type of fight.
You're saying like the risk, the reward didn't outweigh the risk in that sense.
Shakur Stevenson has made it clear that he is ready to face any opponent near his division, and the number of fighters who have declined the opportunity only highlights how highly he is regarded. It is unfortunate for supporters who were eager to see what promised to be a major showdown. Reports from Chris Mannix suggested that Martin was in line to earn more than $1 million for the contest. Yet he now appears prepared to move his career in a different direction. Many observers believed Martin would have been at a disadvantage in this matchup, and the latest outcome suggests he may have doubted his chances. As well, the situation sparked strong reactions from fans and analysts who felt they were being denied the chance to witness a high-level technical battle.
Yeah, I agree with that. I mean, he's not lying.
Stevenson quickly went on social media and claimed that Martin had avoided the fight. The 28-year-old later answered those accusations and firmly rejected them, stating that he was not backing down from anyone. With Martin out of the picture, the chance to compete for the vacant title shifted to Edwin de Los Santos. After the New York-based boxer secured the win, Stevenson returned to his social platforms and wrote that he would spin the block following the outcome.
At that fight, it's just levels. Like, it's levels to the fight. Tanky gonna go in there, fill him out.
He stated that he never avoids a challenge and is prepared to face anyone when the matchup is reasonable, adding that if a fight with Frank Martin makes business sense, he is ready, but the decision rests with Martin, and he cannot dictate another fighter's choice. Martin did not respond to Stevenson's public call-out and instead shifted his focus toward Gervonta Davis. For Stevenson, the situation was effectively over before it ever materialized, as he went on to predict a major victory for Davis.
Yeah, he is, because Shakur ain't gonna take that 25, is it?
Like I said, let him give me that opportunity.
Shakur Stevenson, the reigning World Boxing Council lightweight champion, spoke about the upcoming matchup between Gervonta Davis and Frank Martin and shared his thoughts on how he sees the fight unfolding.
With some kind of injury or something like that. How's this camp going? Are you injury free? Has everything been looking pretty good?
Honestly, this the best